Welcome to Five Plan Partners Educational Vlog. Our topic today is, will artificial intelligence replace the human advisor? That's a question we get asked at different times. And today I am joined by my distinguished colleague, Mark Hume. Mark has done a phenomenal job. He is a veteran of this industry. He is a CFP, Certified Financial Planner, and has made a huge difference in the lives of our clients as he has done financial blueprints and had conversations about your financial house. And we were talking the other day. So Mark, you and I were chatting, and I said, Mark, we got to do a vlog on this. So here's the question. Will artificial intelligence replace the human advisor? What do you think?
Well, thanks so much, Greg, for having me today. I think it's a fantastic question. I've seen so many headlines in the news over the past several weeks and months.
Yes.
There was the release of ChatGPT from OpenAI, where you could just have a conversation with the computer, and you could ask it questions and it'll give you a response. And then you can have a follow-up question and it'll give you a response to that follow-up question.
Yeah.
And so then the whole world goes to talking about which jobs are going to be replaced. And it's mostly focused on, well, it's going to replace all the jobs. And I think that's probably a little bit of an overreaction.
I agree, totally.
But especially thinking about what great relationships we get to develop with our clients, it's just really hard for me to envision artificial intelligence replacing the nuance of having a conversation with someone, and more importantly, getting to know that person and knowing how they're going to react to different situations.
No, I totally agree. We're humans. We're not robots. And being humans, we have all these family dynamics and relationships going on. We've got all these anxieties and fears, as well as dreams and goals. And I find it very hard to believe that artificial intelligence, with empathy and understanding, as well as to give different options, can put all that together. They might be able to compute certain scenarios, but not taking in consideration all the other possibilities that could take place.
I couldn't agree more. I think those are really great points. Now, what I'd like to do is ask you a question.
Sure.
So,
love questions.
About 2008, and people may not know this, but artificial intelligence has been around a lot longer than this recent, what I call this recent iteration.
Yeah, very much so.
In 2008, Betterment came out, and Betterment's a robo-advisor. So we've had robo-advisors, robot advisors in our world for 15 years.
Yes.
Did you ever notice that you weren't growing your firm because prospective clients were going to robo-advisors?
Well, let me say this. What actually happened, of course, when you're the latest, greatest, newest thing, people think, oh, I need to try this. In reality, though, what took place, people were calling up like, I've gotten myself in trouble because I placed an order with one of these online advisors and put in the wrong numbers, and I now am in trouble because I actually have to pay more because I typed in the wrong number of shares, or I sold it wrong. I panicked, which is another thing. And it actually enhanced what we did for the clients. People that became clients were so appreciative of what took place. The other thing is that people will get involved there, and then they start to try to do margin, which is where you borrow to invest in the market. I've told the story before of the husband and wife, and the wife was really into doing trades and online. And one night at dinner, she looked at him and said, I need to tell you something. I am currently right now, because I had a really bad week, I am $175,000 in the hole. Wow. Well, he was apparently getting ready to take a bite out of this dinner salad and just put his fork down, his wife said, went over, got his cell phone, called to a friend and said, who are you and your wife using? Because we need to meet with them. And we proceeded in the financial blueprint. How do you get yourself out of this bond? So that's a long answer for you. But to answer the question, I think the future still holds those kind of scenarios.
I agree, and I think that's a great story to share that people can relate. Maybe someone didn't lose that much money, but they may have enough uncertainty or anxiety around making decisions that they understand that it's not quite time for the robots to take over. You know, you mentioned the financial blueprint. So when we think about the 8 rooms of the financial house, as we guide clients through those rooms, could you ever envision a computer being able to replace the, as you mentioned, the empathy and the ability to just sort of read and react to what a prospective client is feeling as we guide them through the rooms of their financial house?
Sure. No, I just can't envision that, mainly because of the fact that artificial intelligence doesn't have the capability to understand fear and anxiety. They might be able to say, well, this is the correct thing to do, but if a person responds back, well, I'm uncomfortable with this, or but you've got to help me work through this to take these steps, or where do we start from here? There's a lot more dialogue that needs to take place. And at this point in time, artificial intelligence cannot address that. I mean, you know, we can sit here and talk about all the relationships in people. The house not only represents the American dream, but it also represents home, relationships, and all the dynamics those relationships play in relation to a client's money.
I think that's really well said. I couldn't have said that better myself. So let's draw this conversation to a conclusion. Just pick one of the stories of your experiences over your career, whether it's a widow who's had a difficult time navigating the loss of her husband, whether it's a business owner who has been faced with a life-altering acquisition opportunity, or any point in between. What is an experience that you've had where you said there's just too much emotion involved here, and a computer could never replace that conversation?
Yeah, I could have those conversations all day long. People think so often that we've got our eyes focused on a screen, which we've got people in the building watching markets.
Right.
But the dynamics which tie into what you do with your expertise on financial planning, the dynamics of that are huge. So to give you an example, I had an incredible couple. They retired. In the process of retiring, they had 3 daughters. One daughter had gotten married, had a couple of kids. She was very stable. The second daughter, after this couple retired, informed them she was going through a really bad divorce. She and her 2 children moved back in with them to live there, and she had to figure out what her career was going to be because she had been out of the workforce for some time. And the ex-husband was determined not to pay for a lot of things. So here's the retired grandparents, our clients, now having to work through how are we going to take care of our daughter and these grandkids who have moved in with us. The third daughter had been in rehab, in and out of rehab. And they had spent a lot of money trying to help her out. Now, keep all that in mind, only to realize then that while all of this is going on, the husband gets diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, wow.
They have worked their whole lives. They've got this great amount. They are set for life, provided that they don't start spending it on family. You know, but they're solid at this point until all these family dynamics take place. And so here we are in our meetings and conversations with them on how do you preserve your retirement, but also help out family. And there's no way AI could do that. The daughter that moved in with them got a career going, but also met somebody else, got remarried.
Fantastic.
But simultaneously, while she was moving out, our client's cancer got worse. He passed away, but said one of the greatest joys he had was having grandkids around him in that time period. So here's the wife now as a widow. They had lost touch with their third daughter because they had done tough love and said, okay, you know, we can't do this anymore. One evening, the doorbell rings and our client, she opens the door, widow, grandmother, and there stands her daughter, and she's expecting.
Oh, wow.
She moved back in with her, had the baby, and then vanished again, and our client has raised that grandchild.
Wow.
Now, folks, I just told you one of many stories In family dynamics, we all have stories going on, but there's no way artificial intelligence, when asked the question, what should I do, can run all those scenarios. And you do that unbelievable, Mark, in how you will look at people's lives, their dreams, their goals, but also the dynamics that are taking place, and look at what if this happens, what if this happens, and we can plan down the road. And I thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate those words. That's very kind. And I think we're on the same page that nothing will replace the human interaction and human relationships that we have in our business. And it's what gets us up every morning and brings us to the office, and it makes every day so much fun.
No, you're absolutely right. And market performance and portfolio performance is very important, but it's tying it into the financial blueprint and the story that these people have to tell, not only about their past, but what they see as their future, that makes all the difference in the world. And that's why every day here at Five Plan Partners, we're trying to take the complicated and simplify it. We're trying to make things effortless, limitless, and frictionless. And most of all, each and every day, we're striving to see to it, how can we make people's lives better, richer, fuller? And that is an honor that I know you, myself, and this entire team in this building, we are honored to be part of that process.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts on this very interesting
Absolutely.
and timely
topic.
Well,
you're the one that got the conversation going, and I thank you for it. Folks, please take time to share this with others. There are others out there that have questions, concerns, trying to think through what's going on in their family dynamics, and they may be looking up information on the internet and only to find a lot of random answers. There's no way artificial intelligence can help in this matter, but here at Five Plan Partners, we can. And for that, we thank you. Take care.